Yeah, actually, this is a really good time to get in because the one thing that people are afraid of is, well, is the market hit rock bottom? Well, we're not even bottoming out. We're really just leveling off, and we're moving. And they are predicting even though apartments and townhouses are going to lose a couple percent, uh, detached and semi-detached are actually going to still have a 1% increase over the next year. So, you know, we've really kind of hit rock bottom on those already.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at 2026, we're actually going in 2026 in good shape, really, because, as you mentioned earlier, Anthony, um, apartments in 23 and 24 went up significantly in price. And so even though we've seen a bit of a dip in 24 and 25, the total is a roughly 6% dip, but compare that to almost 30% increase. Yeah, we're, we're, we're still in good shape.
Part of the reason why we're seeing an adjustment in apartments and townhouses, o- despite, an overall because there's so many, was because they gained so much over a period of time. They really never really increased in value. In fact, they dropped in value all the way from the highs in 2008, 2009. So they had a period of more than a decade where they were just stale. They were not gaining any value at all. And part of the other reason why suddenly there was a surge of buying because again prices were starting to go up in all the other in detached and semi-detached, and as a result people that at one point in time thought they could afford those had to shift down to townhouses
Yeah.
or apartments because they couldn't afford to go up higher. And all of a sudden you got a perfect storm of why suddenly 30% over 2 years of increases in apartments and condos. And the other thing too about that is that in big cities like Toronto, people are used to living in condos. It wasn't a thing in Calgary because we have that big open space, a lot of space for people to stretch out, and people were getting used to the idea of big houses and big yards. But reality set in, and everyone's starting to get used to the idea. I mean, the Gen Zs and millennials are thinking, well, we don't need all that space. We don't need those big houses. We don't even have kids, so why do we need a yard? So a lot of changes sociologically that are driving this forward.
Yeah.